How you guys doing? Welcome back. Today is Monday, October 18th, 2021. No, I didn't look at the calendar right now. You did, you big fat liar. Welcome, my name's Evan. This is Fifth Third Trading. If you're new here, we're going to talk about technical analysis tonight. Now, if you want to know more than just a trading system, I think it's really important for beginners, especially who are getting brand new into this, understand there's a difference in a trading system and a trading structure. I teach structure. A lot of these shills out here try to teach you a system. What they're going to really try and do, in my opinion, so you can't get in trouble, is that they're going to try and teach you how to trade options quickly, how to trade scalping or day trading quickly. That's not what I'm trying to do. If you go to my class, right up here, bada boom, bada bing, as you can see, we're going to talk about risk management, talk about running a trading plan, we're going to talk about macro markets, we're going to talk about actually hitting goal setting, we're going to talk about fundamental, mental analysis, and technical, obviously, and we're going to talk mainly about being consistent. These 8 things make my trading system. You can put, or sorry, my trading structure. You can put your system inside the structure. I had coffee right before this. I am completely jacked right now. If you want to enjoy the class, go on ahead. It's right there for you. If you enjoy what I do on a macro level, you want more content from me, I'd love to have you. I do, in fact, have my Discord available in the description box down below. You can go ahead and hit that up if you want to. You get 25 morning newsletters that talk about every single solitary index that I watch, every future that I watch, every sector that I watch, every single morning typed out for you with a picture that shows what I want to see in them and what I'm looking at for reversals and places to enter, places to sell at a macro level. And then during the day, access to me and my team all day, every day. And then, of course, at nighttime, you get the episodes early, you get the picks early, and you get your nightly newsletters. All these picks spelled out for you. It's pretty idiot-proof. It's very affordable. I got a Starbucks coffee today. It was $12 for me and my fiance. If you want to skip that 2 days, you can have me for a whole month. It's really affordable. I don't gatekeep information because I'm not a complete loser like some people on here. Wink. So with that being said, lastly, if you really enjoy these kinds of picks, the previous video right here as well, go back and watch that if you want to. It's going to really show you some great stuff when it comes to the picks from yesterday. A lot are still in play. It's good. Last thing I want to mention is that in the description box is a bunch of great stuff. One thing is my journal. Let's cover my journal real quick. I want to show what picks I've had and how it's working out for me. Let's check it out together real quick. What's cool about this journal is if you go to my Discord itself and my actual newsletters, these are the entries that I post there where I would buy in and where it's all based on the price targets. If you go through it, it's public information I keep posted. You can see all my days if you blindly bought evenly. Again, I don't think it's a good idea. If you do, here's what I have to say to you.
Stop it. Get some help.
Thank you, Michael. So I think it's a terrible idea if you were to just buy my stuff blindly. It's a horrible idea for anyone online because, again, I'm just a loser online. I'm just some random guy. I wouldn't trust me either, right? Make sure you vet people. As you can see, the green days are much larger than red days. We do have some picks here that's still, vibing out. That was that horrible stretch, so I'm sure most of these will be small red days. That's life for you. But as we can see, when it is green, greens hit harder, red days hit a little bit less. So that's a really good sign. If you want to watch me, great. If not, it's totally cool. Those are all the picks that I've had. And with that being said, 8 new picks today. Let's just get right into it. So first is ACTG. If you're new to my technical analysis and what the lines mean, I suggest that you listen really closely here. The white line is going to be support. The orange line is going to be resistance. The golden trend line area is going to be our, of course, trend line. A orange dotted is resistance. This one doesn't have one, as you can see. And then these 2 white dotted lines is volume profile. This is where 70% of volume happens. And this is the POC, the strongest support and resistance area. It's the highest volume node. It's also very gravitational. I don't actually have 45 minutes at the moment to talk about volume profile. But again, shameless plug, that video right there for you covers it in 45 minutes and not bing, bang, boom. You will thank me later for sure. Go check it out. With ACTG, you're probably wondering, what's this line down here deal with the play? Well, as we can see over time, it's had 1, 2, 3, some close hits here, and now it's going sideways. What's more important is consolidation into it, move up. Consolidation, down, then consolidation, move up, down, consolidation. So we have a lot of periods where this stock likes to have consolidation, then a big move. We have consolidation. I like that a lot. So we can see ACTG with a support play in itself is also great, right? It's a very, very low risk play. If it breaks down farther, just get out. Look, it's like a bowl shape. These big old cup and handles. It's making that as well here. Higher lows across the board, higher highs in a support play. What more could you possibly want? I love it here. It's a great play. Let's check the indicators. What's super cool about this channel, besides me, is that I actually don't use indicators to scan or to chart with. I don't. The indicators are the icing. The TA is the cake. So the indicator shows 4 things: momentum, trend, volume, and volatility. Those 4 things. That's it. And if you use them for anything else, you certainly can. I'm not super against it. I'm not super for it, but I think it's just fine to do it that way. But overall, I would just use them as backup to what we're trying to do. So that being said, if you're brand new here, you'll see what a veteran trader sees live time, not me like going back and be like, oh, this looks pretty good here, let me just cheat. It's all live time. Let's check it out together. ACTG, first thing to look for in the EMA lines are 10 EMA run-ups. What I mean is it hold over this 10 EMA line on run-ups. Here, it seems to be not the best. It breaks down quite often. See how it breaks down on this move up? You would have sold out here, would have missed almost 14% more. So the 10 EMA run-ups aren't great, but they are a good sign of short-term reversals. And again, we're very close here, right? So if you do break that 10, that's your first go long signal for a sign of confirmation. I do think it's smart to buy into value down here, but again, this is just fine for a crossover. The 50 is what you want to get above. Once you're above the 50 and then the 200, we should be good to go. Down here, RSI, it's fair, not horrible. 41 is a good deal. No divergence, but negative 48, good deal. There's a small divergence. It hasn't fully developed quite yet. As we can see, this holds and turns around. Obvious bullish divergence. Hasn't formed yet, but looks like it's going to. Bulls low, bears high. When the vortex crosses, that's your buy signal. It's lacking though, like the MACD. You would have missed this whole move here. So again, I like to buy at the bottom. We're towards the bottom. I like that a lot. ACTG, great deal. I love what I see. I think it's important to understand here that you have not only that horizontal play, you have the volume profile showing a great value, and then the trend lines coming in as well. This may take 2-3 weeks to really develop, but I think you really will love what you see when it gets going. ACTG, love it. I'd watch this for sure. Next is EXPR. Here's what's great is we have a great support play. It bounces off the support beautifully. This trend line only hits twice. Now it's hitting the 3rd time. Why is this important for a beginner? As a beginner, it's super important to understand that most trend lines have to have 3 hits in my book. Any one of you idiots, any one of me idiots can draw a line from point A to point B. But point A to point B to point C to D, E, and F makes a true trend line, because as we may know, if it is if it's on the 3rd hit, it may not be true. It may be.
It's a trap.
That's right. It may be a trap. So EXPR, it's very careful to understand that this may not be the best trend line support. It's only hit twice, but again, this support in itself is beautiful. I love what I see. Big spikes. We're trying to capture one of these. Even one of these little baby ones is still 20%. I want to capture one of these. We're coming down beautifully. I'm sure you could draw a nice wedge here, which I know is there for sure. As we can see, it's wedging down into support. Overall trend. It's a fantastic value. What more could you possibly want? I love what I see here. Let's check the indicators together. It's important to see the 50 is going to be your great go signal here. Once you're over the 50, you should be good. Sure, the 10 EMA line crossovers look okay. They're good for day trading, but I wouldn't make this a hold off breaking over it. It has not been very consistent. But that 50 cross is what you really want. RSI 30, I like that. Look at this divergence. Good God. This is a beautiful one. Look at all of this action from here over. All lower lows. Over here, it's all higher lows. Look at that. That's a beautiful bullish divergence. Bulls low, bears high. I mean, what more could you really want with EXPR for a penny stock? Great support. Sure, I wish that trend line hit more than twice, but down here, it's absolutely beautiful. I love what I see. EXPR, I would definitely watch list it. Next is Heron Therapeutics. It looks really close to heroin, which is a terrible word for a company like this, but that's fine. We can zoom out real quick. That's really important. Look at the support plot. It's been pivotal before. This wedge down, this channel down has been pivotal before. Look over here. Support, support, resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance, support. This spot's very pivotal. Where we are, if it breaks down here, you can just get out. But look, it comes down this trend line, it consolidates, it goes up. It comes down this trend line, it goes up. Trend line goes up. Right over here, we're consolidating. Again, you're risking 3 or 4%. You can easily make 4 to 1 by a small breakout. A full move is closer to almost 8 to 1 here. I just love what I see. It's beautiful. I love this channel down for a breakout eventually. I think the price target is like $25, which is a bit hype, but I like hearing it's higher than being lower. But HRTX, I love what I see. Let's check the indicators for this great support play. It looks like the 50 is going to be your main go signal. The 10 reps are clean. Right? These are pretty clean, right? These are not terrible at all, right? It gets over, it breaks down. It's not the greatest, but the 50 is your really good go signal. See, that's being a resistance over here. Once you get over that 50, we're good to go, and that's what we're pressuring right now. Waiting for that cross works, but again, I would buy into value here. I'd go for no EMA crossover, just buying into where you think value is. RSI, it's fair. Don't mind that at all. Stochastic, I don't think this is really a divergence. These are all higher lows. See that? Until recently, so that's not really a divergence at all. But negative 34 is fine. You want negative 40 at least usually for a good value. Bulls and bears are consolidating. That makes sense. We are going sideways. HRTX is a great support play here. I just love what I'm seeing overall. I think it's important to note, though, that it does have the ability to go lower. Just like Peter Lynch said, what's the lowest a stock can get? 0. You know, it's like that Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky quote that I always steal. It's like, you miss 100% shots you don't miss. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. I'm doing that with that same exact quote every single episode, but it's so true. Never bag hold. We don't bag hold on the show. It's a great stock. I love what I see. I would definitely watch list it. Next is LRN. Great channel up here. I mean, it has beautiful higher lows. See how it has 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit. Now we have 1 for 4 here. That's a good trend line. The resistance trend also matches 1 with that gap, 2, 3, 4. Cool. It's near 5. It's starting to kind of wedge a little bit. See that wedge up there? So you don't want to get too greedy towards the top. But look at, here comes earnings. You dumb idiot. We have, again, earnings got choppy. Earnings blasted off. So it goes either way here. I'm not overly excited about earnings, but I am excited for the support that it's at. Old resistances become a support. And again, worst case, you risk 2%. Okay. A full move is close to being 20%. It's a 10-to-1. I mean, what more could you possibly want here? I love what I see. I want to check the indicators real quick and see how they look as well. I mean, it's very beautiful. Oh, is this 200 being a snack? Ooh, look at that big old snack on the 200. Check meme. Bounce, 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 bounce. If we lose the 200, we could easily wait to come back over. It looks like after hours are holding. If we hold over that, great. You can just use that 10 EMA as a cross area. It has good run-ups over the 10. Clean. Clean. Clean, my boy. These are clean 10s. Once you go to that 10, you could use that as a crossover play, or you can buy it in value. We have both right here. Because earnings, you may want to wait. I mean, I wouldn't jump into it off the bat, but I think it's pretty good. We can see again RSI low, stochastic low. I don't really see any crazy divergences overall. I mean, you do have. No, I mean, I wouldn't even. I think anything you try to do here would be forced. But again, negative what, 75, negative 60. Great value. Bulls low, bears high. LRN, I love what I see. Great support play, great trend lined up, fantastic EMA lines. It's just a beautiful play. What more could you possibly want? LRN, I would definitely watch listed. Next is RYAM, Rainier, Adverb Materials. Boo! Shut up. So RYAM looks pretty good here. Great trend up, great resistance trend, great support. This resistance is holding. We got to break over that. Massive sell-off, again, it's almost 10%. But instead of freaking out, look, it does that, comes back. It does that, comes back. It does it constantly, comes back. So these big red ones, I would probably wait for some form of consolidation at the bottom. Look at sell-off, consolidates. Sell-off, consolidate. Sell-off, consolidate. So until we see this a little baby bit of consolidation like here, I wouldn't really buy in. I like to catch knives here. But as it approaches 728, it should be a really good support area. I love what I see. Let's check the indicators. Maybe the 200 is going to be a great support. What I like is, look at this. This is interesting. So you see the 200 is kind of making a bowl shape. Take the indicators off real quick. I want to see this. Is this making a cup and handle? These are kind of plays a lot of Twitter folks like. Look at this. That's a nice bowl, isn't it? Right? Like it comes down. So we may be seeing a cup and handle form here. Just off the indicators. I saw that with the trend lines here. That's interesting to see. What's also more interesting is the 200s being a support. Support, support, support. I love to see that. And over here, it was a resistance. So it's pretty clear to me that over the 200, we're good to go. We cross back over that 50. That's going to be your go signal. The 10 run-ups are pretty good. They're pretty good. I don't think I would, it's nothing to write home about. But you cross over that 50, you should be good for a crossover play. That 200 is a great support. RSI, it's low, right where you want it. Stochastic is low, right where you want it. Bulls are low. My will to live is low. Just kidding. But we can see this is a fantastic spot to buy into. I like what I see. RYAM. I'd certainly watch this. I like what I see with that 200 holding. I love that support holding, the trend line holding. I just love what I see overall. It's a fantastic play. once we get some life and some consolidation. RYM, watch this dip. I love what I see. Next is THO, or I guess Thor Industries. Close. They forgot the R here. Dumb. This is a great broadening wedge. What's important to know about broadening wedges? Whenever a pattern looks like a megaphone, it looks like this. I guess it'd be like that, right? What this implies is a new pattern is going to form soon. And the reason that is because you're either A, going to focus on this resistance trend line. What's going to happen is that the price action is going to huddle closer to this line and pressure off it, bouncing off it, and making higher lows and higher highs as it presses this and eventually forms a new pattern. Or what's happening here is that it's going to pressure the supporting trend line and stay down here and muddle around for a little bit and then never hit this trend line again, because you're not going to see a move like this probably, right? So it looks like what's going to happen is we're going to have a new pattern form here. It's probably going to be a support play in some way. It's probably going to be a wedge in some way. But down here, we have obvious trends of possibly seeing a new pattern form. I'd watch for this maybe. Some form of descending triangle. So I wouldn't get overly greedy over that POC line. But down here, it's a fantastic value. I mean, dividends usually take away from earnings, right? Dividends usually take away because folks cash out. So we may see a dip down to 103, 104 with this dividend here. But it's a fantastic support play. Very low risk, very high reward. This does hold. I like basic material and industrial stocks right now. This makes a lot of sense. Let's check the indicators together, my sweet baby angels. We can see that the 10 cross works pretty well. These 10 rounds are beautiful. Look at this. Perfect run up the whole entire time. You would have made a full move. You would have lost out on 3% of profit here. That's about it. This run up, pretty clean. Again, you would have, that's close, but pretty clean right there. Look at this. Clean. Broke it clean. So it's pretty good. I mean, this run up clean. So once you get over that 10, we're good to go. It may take 5 or 6 days to get down here, but overall, THO for 10 crossover makes a whole lot of sense. Also, we have great value down here. Both would work. RSI 30, I love that. No true divergences. It basically all checks up. A negative 50 is a great value. Bulls super low, bears super high. Yeah, them bulls be smoking that good. No, this looks pretty good though. THO, I would definitely... That's a dumb joke. It's definitely good to look into, THO. I like what I see. I definitely watch list it. That's such a bad joke. TMST, a great trend is forming. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks pretty good. The issue is there's no resistance trend line. I don't see anything that would resemble a resistance trend line in any form here. Usually most trend lines come from the same exact move, so that's the bottom. So that would be the top. Or that would be the top. I don't really see anything. Maybe, no. So I don't love that there's no pattern here, but the only real pattern we got to look at is the support spot, right? It's holding very well. It's getting close. It showed some life. It's already up about 3% since I called it. Nothing crazy. But again, a full move here is still almost 8% to hit this resistance. I like it for the support. I like it for this trend line here. I don't know what Tim Ken Steele does. I got to look into it. But this is a really good support play. Great trend line. Very simple play. I like what I see. Let's check the indicators. Would you look at this? Look at that. What this shows me is that we're consolidating for a big move because we're going sideways. While we're doing this over here, see the 200s, this is the trend line, how it's going up. It's showing the trends up. If that's the case, I would have played off this trend line. See how it bounced off it? The 200 shows us that. It says trends up, right? There's going to be a pattern or a line in there. Now that they're all going sideways, that emphasizes the horizontal support and the horizontal resistance. That's what it's focusing on, what's showing us that we're consolidating. So I want to buy down here. And right here is fine. See, that's a support. We're right at support right here. That's fine. And again, you probably want to sell towards here. It's showing consolidation. That's why there's absolutely no pattern. That makes sense, and that's fine. RSI, it's low. Stochastic, it's low. No true divergence. No bullish, really. Yeah, no bearish either. Just a great value. Bulls low, bears high. TMST is everything you want for a support play. I mean, that trend does hold. It's just an added bonus of convergence. If it doesn't hold, that's fine. Just get out. I like what I see. I think it's not as good as THO, which is also a support play. HRTX is also probably a better support play when it comes to profit, but when it comes to risk versus reward and simplicity, they can't beat it. Looks pretty good. Last and not least is VHH, close to VHS. Would have been a great throwback. Could have probably put on like a Goofy movie GIF or something. Would have loved to, but it is what it is. Great trend line. Falling into support. Great resistance trend line. They're the exact same angle. It's a channel down. Not the greatest thing in the market's going up, but again, zoom out. Look at this. We have a dotted line where I think this is a fantastic support. This is also a fantastic support area. Both are very strong. As we go back history, it's gone up. So again, even if you goof up your entry in 3 to 4 years, you should still be pretty positive and get your money back. Absolutely no reason bag holding, but if you have to, it is what it is. I think the best support, 17, 16, somewhere down here. If it continues down, you could buy into there. But it's a great value. Earnings is coming. Again, risking 2 or 3% to make hopefully about 10 makes a lot of sense here. If it doesn't HRTX and starts to go sideways, I'd love to see that. Let's check the indicators together. Underneath the 50, that's going to be your main resistance. Get over that, you're good to go. 10 run-ups, pretty clean. I mean, they're pretty good. Once you cross that 10, you could hold the whole entire way until you break under it. Looks like pretty well here. Like over here, it gets pretty choppy, but that 50 holds. So 10 cross works. I mean, you would have gotten about 4%, but again, a 50 cross is better. Again, I'll just buy into value. You have that. RSI low. I don't see any real bearish divergence. That checks out. No real bullish divergence. That checks out as well. But again, negative 40, it's a good deal. Bulls low and bears high. I love what I see here. I think it's a really easy play. Sure, the reward's not going to be massive, but just like I always tell folks, we're like surfers trying to get to the next wave, right? You don't get to dictate how big the wave is. You only get to dictate if you take it or not. Sometimes the waves are massive and you make 400% on a swing call. Other times you make 5% in a week. That's all you do. You don't get to decide how big the waves are, how many there are. You wait for the proper ones though with the proper setup. This has that. You're not going to break the bank, but it's a good play. There you guys have it. 8 great plays for tomorrow. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, I've actually discovered my love of green screen memes, and I wrote down all of them that I have and that I've already processed, but I wanted to then add them. I'm trying to get better with video editing, but the problem is I don't want to go back and do them, and so I kind of have to like think about this as I learn about these more and then put them in. It's going to be a process a few times, but I think once I get this down, the green screen capabilities could probably add a little bit of more humor to this because Lord knows I need it. Otherwise, have a good rest of your guys' day. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another watch list. I appreciate you. Top of the morning.